She thought it was just a gold ring. A symbol of love. A promise. But the truth? That ring was the beginning of her downfall. He gave it to her with a smile, while hiding a whole wife and 3 kids in another city. What started as a fairy tale proposal became a nightmare she couldn't escape. And the worst part? She didn't even know he had ruined her life until it was too late. Her name was Somi. A fashion designer in Lagos, bold with her colors, soft with her heart. She wasn't chasing love, love found her. And it wore a tailored suit with a voice like honey. His name was Tony. A businessman, he said. Always traveling, always busy, but somehow, always finding time for her. Somi didn't ask too many questions. She liked the mystery. She liked how he made her feel, wanted, seen, chosen. They met at a wedding. She was the designer. He was a guest. By the end of the night, they were laughing like old lovers. By the end of the month, he was cooking for her in her kitchen. He never rushed her. Never pressured. Everything felt easy. Natural. Real. Until one Sunday afternoon, he knelt down on her rug, with shaking hands, and gave her the ring. A simple gold band. No diamond. No fireworks. Just his words. I want to start a quiet life with you. I want peace, and you are peace. And Somi? She melted. She said yes. What she didn't know was that this ring was already on someone else's finger. That in another state, another house, another life, there was a woman raising Tony's 3 kids, waiting for her husband to come home from business trips. But in Somi's world, love was blooming. She wore the ring like a badge of honor. She told her friends. She told her parents. She started planning a future. And for a little while, that future looked perfect. Until the first crack appeared. A missed birthday. A whispered warning from a stranger. A picture sent anonymously to her inbox. Tony, at a school. With children. A woman standing beside him, holding his hand. The message came on a Wednesday. From a number she didn't save. No caption. No greeting. Just a photo. Tony, standing in front of a school gate. Smiling. With a woman and 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. Somi stared at it for over 3 minutes. Not blinking. Not breathing. Just existing. At first, she thought, maybe he's visiting a friend. Then she zoomed in. The boy looked like Tony. The girls had his dimples. And the woman? She wasn't just standing beside him, she was holding his hand. That night, Somi didn't sleep. She didn't confront him. She just sat on the edge of her bed, ring on her finger, heart in her throat. By morning, she replied the number. Just one word. Who? The reply came instantly. His wife. Somi dropped her phone. Everything blurred. The room. Her dreams. Her reflection in the mirror. She hadn't even married him yet, but she was already the other woman. Later that day, Tony came over. Same smile. Same lies. He hugged her. Kissed her forehead. Told her he missed her. And Somi? She acted normal. Cooked rice. Laughed lightly. Pretended. But inside, she was studying him like a stranger. She watched how he talked. How his eyes moved when he lied. And she whispered to herself. I need to know everything before I let go. Voiceover, lower, serious tone. So she started digging. Quietly. Softly. Like a woman untying a knot in her chest. She called the stranger back. She asked questions. And what she found wasn't just betrayal. It was a whole second life. A real wife. A real marriage. A 10-year-old daughter who had Tony's exact laugh. Somi didn't cancel the wedding. She didn't return the ring. She didn't even confront Tony. Not yet. Instead, she did something worse. She stayed silent. She began studying the way pain moves, how it hides and smiles, how it stretches time. How it makes your favorite food taste like nothing. She started showing up at work late. Started sewing in silence. Stopped taking calls. Her friends noticed. "Somi, you good?" "Just tired," she'd say. But it wasn't sleep she lacked, it was peace. At night, she would sit on her balcony, barefaced, barefoot, the ring still on, asking God why. Why me? Why now? Why love me if you already belong to someone else? One day, she looked at the ring and whispered, "You're beautiful, but you lie." She took it off. Put it on her table. And stared at it for hours. But she didn't cry. Somi didn't cry until Sunday. She went to church. Alone. And during the sermon, the pastor said, "Some of you are in love with a lie, and afraid to break your own heart." That was it. The tears didn't just fall, they poured. Her shoulders shook. Her chest tightened. Someone passed her a tissue. She couldn't even say thank you. After church, she went home and locked her door. Then, she took a pen and began writing. Not a goodbye letter. A reminder. To herself. He came in like he always did. Smiling. Calling her baby. Asking what was for dinner. But something was different this time. The apartment was clean. Too clean. And on the table, 2 cups of tea. One for her. One for him. His favorite mug. She let him sit. Then she sat across from him and said, "Let's talk." Tony smiled like it was nothing. But the minute she said, "I know everything," he blinked. Once. Twice. And then the lies began. "It's not what it looks like. She's not my wife, she's my cousin's baby mama. I was going to tell you, I swear." Somi didn't argue. She reached for her phone, opened the gallery, and showed him the school photo. Then she showed him the birth certificate. She had found it. She had called someone. She had receipts. Tony sat back. Silent. No more lies. Just shame. Then Somi stood. Went to the wardrobe. Pulled out a shoebox. Inside was everything. His letters. His gifts. The ring. She placed it in front of him and said, "Take all of it. All the lies. All the love. Take it. I'm not carrying this weight anymore." He asked, quietly. "So this is it?" Somi smiled. A broken, tired smile. This was never mine to keep. And when he left that day, he took the box. But not her piece. He didn't deserve that part of her. Somi didn't announce her healing. There was no Instagram post. No "I'm back" caption. She just started living again. A little softer. A little slower. But with more honesty. She moved her studio to a smaller space. Started designing not for clients, but for herself. Bold pieces. Stories woven into fabric. Her pain became art. 1 year later, she had an exhibition. People cried at the beauty. At the rawness. At the power. She didn't mention Tony once. But everyone who walked through that gallery felt her story. Without her having to say a word. She met someone new too. Not right away. And not with fireworks. It started with a conversation at a bookstore. Then laughter. Then shared pain. Then trust, not because he was perfect, but because she no longer needed anyone to complete her. One morning, as she was leaving her apartment, her neighbor stopped her and said, "You're glowing." And for the first time in a long time. She believed it. Not because her heart was full, but because it was finally hers again. The end. Moral lesson from the story. Not every beautiful beginning leads to a fairy tale ending. Sometimes, love disguises itself in lies, and the people we trust the most carry the sharpest knives. But healing begins the moment you choose yourself. Pain may shake you, but dignity will rebuild you. Walk away, not to prove your strength, but to protect your peace. Like, subscribe, and comment below if you've ever loved, and had to love yourself even harder to survive.